feel more comfortable. And we will just come to our mats here. Getting comfortable, sitting down. I like sitting down on top of it and then gently sliding down, bringing the knees down to the mat. If this is really uncomfortable, feel free to sit in any other way that works for you. Maybe sitting on your heels. You can also put some pillows below your knees. So just, again, adjust as works for you here. We'll bring the hands to the knees. You can start closing your eyes here. Maybe inviting a gentle smile onto your face. If you need some extra grounding today, let those palms face down. If you need a little bit of a lift me up, let the palms face up. And then see if you can start focusing on relaxing your shoulders down. Gently leaning back with your upper body, aligning your head over your heart over your pelvis. And just checking in with your breathing. See if you can lengthen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Take a good 5 breaths here, just to set a good foundation for our practice. Nice little check in with your body and your mind, see how you're feeling today. And then gently blink open your eyes. We will move into our alternate nostril breathing. So I think, Terry, you have not been here before. So the left hand comes into chin mudra. So your thumb and index finger come together. And your right hand comes into Vishnu mudra. So your index and middle finger come down to the root of the thumb. And then you can use your right knee to lift the little ones up. So you have it ending like this, and this fits perfectly below the nose. The right thumb will be for the right nostril, the little ones for the left nostril. The inhale is a rapid inhale. You're trying to get in as much air as possible. It's a 5-count inhale. Then we're holding for about 18 and then exhaling for about 8. So your left hand can be resting on your left knee. Right hand is up. I'll be doing the counting. You'll be doing the breathing. You can let your eyes close. Bring your right thumb to your right nostril and start inhaling through your left nostril. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Close both nostrils. Hold your breath. And then slowly exhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6, on 7, on 8. Inhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Close and retain. And slowly exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close and retain. And slowly exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils. Retain your breath. And slowly exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let your right hand come back down to your right knee. Keeping your eyes closed. Release your fingers. So release the mudras. Just let them fingers flare out. And just check in here for a moment. Checking in with your breath. Checking in with your body. Observing any shifts or changes. And then slowly blink, open your eyes. Move your arms out to your sides on your fingertips. This little pyramid. And then we're going to do our very slow up and down movement. So you're going to use your inhale to come up, tap over your head, and exhale to come down. We're going to slow down the movement, slow down the breathing. You can start with your next inhale, just really slow. Really slow it down more than you think I'm talking about. Tap it over the head. And then use the exhale to bring it all the way back down. Nice and slow, as if you're moving in slow motion. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. And then one last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then from here, slowly walk yourself over towards the right. So you're twisting to the right. Bring that left hand to your right knee. Right hand walks behind you. You can be on the ground here, maybe on your fingertips. Let your gaze go over your right shoulder towards the back. You can use that left hand to help you twist deeper. See if you can use your inhale to lengthen the upper body, your exhale to twist more. And then slowly walk back through center and all the way over to the other side. Right hand to your left knee, Left hand comes behind you, letting the gaze go over the left shoulder towards the back. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist deeper. And then slowly come back to center, resting the hands on the knees. Let the chin move down towards your chest, feeling a gentle stretch in the back of your neck. Relaxing the shoulders down here. And then slowly with your inhale, lift your gaze back up. Bring your hands out in front of you and make your way onto all fours. Move the pillow out of the way. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And I really push those palms into the mat as if you're trying to lift yourself away from the mat. Knees, shins, and the tops of the feet are trying to plant into the mat. Really feel your abdomen lift away from the mat as well. So your whole body is lifting away from the mat. Gaze goes down in between your hands, so the crown of your head is reaching forward. Take a couple of breaths here. And then with your inhale, drop the belly, let the gaze go up. Exhale, pull the navel in, gaze goes towards your belly button. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, pull the navel in. And then keep moving with your own breath here. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. And then coming back to center, we're gonna step the right foot to the back, but keeping the foot on the ground. The right heel is pushing back, left foot is grounding down. Feel how it lifts your left hip up slightly. Try to widen your shoulder lines. You're really pushing the shoulders out. Eye of the elbow is facing forward. And then with your inhale, lift first your right leg up and then your left arm up. Flexing that back foot so your right toes are pointing towards your head. Make sure that the right shoulder doesn't suck into your neck. See if you can lift up a little bit higher for the last 2 breaths. And then bring your left hand down to the mat. Extend your right leg out to the right, keeping that leg nice and lifted. And then bring it down to the ground. So the right foot and your left knee are parallel to each other. So looking at it from the side, it would look like this. And then keeping your right hand on the mat. With your inhale, lift your left arm up high towards the sky. Let the gaze follow. And with your exhale, thread the needle. Let the left arm come down. Maybe your left fingers are touching those right toes. Left cheek or temple is on the mat. And then maybe walking that right arm out in front of you like a little kickstand. Invitation to close your eyes here. And then bring that right hand back in, pushing it into the mat. Use your exhale to bring that left arm all the way back up towards the sky. Gaze follows. Inhale, bring that left hand back down. Take a breath here. And then with your exhale, lift the right leg up as high as you can. Feeling that big stretch in the outer right thigh, pushing a little bit extra into your left hand to make up for the imbalance. And then slowly guide that right leg all the way out to the back and over your left leg, bringing it to the ground on the outside of the mat. So your legs are crossed here. Pushing your right hip down slightly. So don't open up this way, push it down. And then let your gaze go over your left shoulder towards that right foot. I'm feeling a big stretch in your right side. You can really push the hips out to the right slightly. And then with your next exhale, lift that right leg. Bring it all the way to the outside of your right hand. If you want to intensify this, you can move the back leg out further to a point where you're comfortable. Just coming into a little lizard hip opener, staying on the palms. Pushing the right knee into your shoulder or upper arm. You can really drop the hips down, find that nice juicy stretch. And then keeping that left hand on the ground with your inhale, lift your right arm up towards the sky, coming into an easy twist. Make sure both shoulders are pushing away from your ears so you don't have them creeping into your neck. You're opening the chest towards the right side of the mat. Then maybe staying here, or you can bend your back knee and see if you can grab that left foot with your right hand. If you can't grab it, maybe just reach towards it. If you are holding onto it, see if you can sink deeper with your hips and then start pulling that foot in towards your butt. Wherever you are, we're going to be here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly release. We're all going to bring both hands back to the inside of that right foot. Bring that right leg to the back, coming onto all fours, aligning again with the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then extend your left leg out to the back, keeping the foot on the ground. Right foot is pushing down. And your right arm goes out to the front. Right thumb is pointing up. Left heel is pushing back. And when you're ready, lift that left leg up. Flexing your left foot so your toes are pointing towards your head. Make sure that left hip doesn't open to the side. Hip stays level to the ground. Slowly bring that right hand back down. And then step your left foot out to the left. So this time that left foot is parallel to your right knee. Can settle in here for a moment. Maybe push the left hip forward, right hip back. And then use your inhale, bring your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm comes down, right cheek or temple comes down. Maybe walk your left hand out in front of you. Invitation to close your eyes here. Really just melt into the pose with every exhale. And then bring the left hand back in. Pushing into the mat. Use your exhale to bring that right hand all the way back up, letting your gaze follow. Inhale, bring the right hand back down. Pushing into both hands equally. Start lifting that left leg up as high as you can. Push a little bit more into your right hand to make up for the imbalance. And then slowly guide that leg all the way back and across, bringing it to the outside of the right leg. And then drop that left hip down. So you don't stay open like this. You drop the left hip down. Let your gaze go over your right shoulder towards that back foot. Pushing that hip to the left, feeling a gentle stretch in your left side. And then with your exhale, lift the leg up high, extend it out to the back, and then bring it to the outside of your left hand. Maybe sliding the right leg out to the back, going as deep as it feels good for you. Staying on your hands here in the juicy hip opener. That left knee can push into your left shoulder or upper arm. Gaze goes straight down in front of you, just about a foot in front of your hands. The back of your neck is nice and long. See if you can drop your hips down a little bit more. And then keep your right hand on the ground. And with your inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky. Make sure that right shoulder doesn't pop out to the front here. Tug it in slightly. Maybe letting your gaze go up. And then an invitation to stay here. Maybe bend your back knee. See if you can grab it with your left hand or just keep reaching towards it. And if you are holding onto it, sink deeper into that left knee, pulling that foot towards your butt. Observing any feelings, physical or emotional ones that come up here, any sensations. And then slowly release everything. Bring both hands back to the inside of the left foot. And then bring that left foot to the back and make your way into a child's pose. Bringing your arms to your sides, so your hands are at your feet, letting your palms face up, coming with your forehead down onto the mat. If you can't come onto the mat, you can always use your pillow or blanket to lift the ground up to you. And then just keep pulling those hips down towards your heels. Breathing into your lower back here, inflating it like a little balloon with your inhale, and deflating it with your exhale. And then make your way back onto all fours. Let your feet slide out to the back so your toes are touching the back of the mat. Come down onto your forearms and slide your hands out towards the front so you have the fingertips touching the front of the mat. I'm going to move into a puppy pose here. So you're going to start pushing those hips back, aligning them over your knees. And then get your shoulders nice and wide and drop your chest towards the ground. Maybe bringing your chin down onto the mat, maybe bringing your forehead down. Kind of up to you here, yogi's choice. I'm going to keep pushing the shoulders nice and wide. I'm going to be here for about 10 breaths. So a little bit longer than is comfortable. Just to explore and try to find comfort in the discomfort. This is our practice for life. And then if your head is on the ground, slowly lift it up. Bend those elbows. We're going to make our way into Swings pose, bringing the belly down to the ground. Forearms are parallel to each other. Have the elbows below the shoulders. Tops of the feet are pushing into the ground. See if you can push the shoulders back and down, almost as if your shoulder blades are squeezing together. And let your gaze go down to the ground, about 1 foot in front of the mat. Feeling a nice gentle stretch in your belly. And then gently drop your chin down towards your chest. We're going to do a little neck roll. So you're going to roll the head all the way towards the left, looking over your left shoulder, and then back through center, and all the way over to the right. And then slowly keep moving back and forth between the two. If you want to, you can also include a full circle by looking up. You don't let your head drop to the back. You're looking up if you're doing a full circle. And then wherever you are, start going the other way around. Maybe your full circle or your half circles. Just remember you're not dropping your head towards the back. You're just slightly looking up. And then making your way back to center, pushing the forearms into the mat, tuck your toes under. And then with our exhale, we're going to bend at the hips, start lifting the hips up high, coming into a dolphin, which is pretty much a downward dog on your forearms. So those forearms stay parallel. You're pushing them down into the ground, shoulders are wide. Belly is pushing towards your legs. Heels are dropping down towards the mat. So all the same little cue points that we have in our downward dog, just that you are on your forearms. See if you can get those hips a little bit higher. Be here for 5 full breaths. Gives us some nice time to really check in with ourselves. Spreading those shoulders out wide. Externally rotating the biceps from the inside out. Feel like somebody's pulling that arm inside out, rotating it outwards. And then slowly bring your knees down to the ground. Come into a child's pose with your arms out in front of you. You're more than welcome to come into a wide-legged child's pose here or stay in your classic child's pose. Letting the forehead come back down. And then slowly walk your hands all the way over to the left. Maybe bringing the right palm onto your left hand, letting your head drop down heavy here. And then walk back through center, all the way over to the other side. Maybe bringing your left palm onto your right hand, head is dropping down. And then make your way back to center. Walk your hands all the way in. Raise your arms over your head. We're doing our wrist strengthener. So you're opening and closing your fists. They're kind of open-handed fists. So your fingers are coming to the fleshy part of the palm. You're going for this clapping sound. As I like to say, we're applauding for ourselves here. It's much more fun when we're in person and we can hear that as a loud applaud, but we're all applauding for each other here. Let's speed it up. And slowly let those hands rain down to your sides. Interlace your fingers behind your back, bringing the palms together if possible, and then start pulling those hands down towards the mat, squeezing the shoulder blades. Really imagine you have that walnut in between the shoulder blades and you're trying to crack it. Feeling your heart open. And then with your next exhale, slowly start leaning forward, lying down on your legs, maybe bringing the forehead down, stretching the arms over the head. Trying to keep the palms together. With your next exhale, pull yourself all the way back up. Release the arms. Come back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. And then use your exhale to come into your first downward dog. I'm gonna step the feet about mat width apart. Heels are moving down towards the ground. And then start shifting your hips from left to right. Feeling a big stretch in the outer leg. Always the leg to which side you're moving. And then coming back to stillness, back to center. Walk your hands towards your feet. Coming into this nice wide-legged forward fold. You can bend your knees here if that feels good for your lower back. And then use your little index and middle finger to come to the inside of the big toe, and then your thumb to close that circle to hold onto your big toes. Let the head drop down heavy. And then you can bend your elbows to pull yourself down, pulling your belly towards your legs. Your gaze goes in between your legs towards the wall behind you. Relaxing your shoulders to the outside. But again, we're always trying to create space between the shoulders and the ears, creating length in the body. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, back down. Release the fingers and bring your palms underneath your feet from the front. So your toes are touching your wrists. And then just start rocking back and forth from your heels to your toes, giving your palms and your wrists a little massage. And then landing somewhere in the middle. Pushing those feet into your hands, and then your hands are pushing into your feet. So you have that push-pull movement going. You can still bend your elbows here to bring your belly down deeper. With every exhale, maybe finding a little bit more depth into your forward fold. But keep that push-pull movement going. And then slowly release. Walk your hands out in front of you, coming into a high plank. Remember, you can always bring your knees down here, coming into a supported high plank, maybe lifting your feet up. We have that nice wide stance. Butt is at shoulder height, so we're not up here, we're not sagging down. And then with your next exhale, lift your hips, come back to your down dog. Bring your feet in closer. Inhale, come up high onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees slightly. Step your right foot in between your hands. Step your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Raise your arms over your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, raise your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot to the back of the mat, keeping that right heel lifted. With your inhale, start squeezing your thighs together, and then slowly start peeling all the way up into your high crescent lunge. Deep bend in your left knee, Aligning those hips below the shoulders, so feel free to bend the back knee to make that happen. You can also keep that back knee bent. And then from your hips, slowly bring your arms either up over your head or to heart center. Palms are facing inwards, creating space over your head as if you're holding a big beach ball. And then see if you can sink a little bit deeper into your left knee, finding some more depth here. Dropping the hips down. Exhale, open up into a warrior two. You can widen your stance here. Check on that back foot. Make sure the outer edge of the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Sinking deep into your left knee. Left knee is pointing outwards. Relax the shoulders down. Gaze goes forward. And then just gently melt into the pose here. Inhale, flip the left palm. Exhale, moving into reverse. Left arm moves up, right hand comes to your back leg. Keeping the deep bend in your left knee. Exhale, come back up. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Right arm moves up towards the sky and then over your head towards the front. Coming into your side angle. See if you can really push that left elbow down to create space between that left side, your lats, and the left leg. So you're trying to lift up high. Your chest is pointing to the right. Your back is pointing to the back as if you're squeezed in between two glass windows. I meant to say glass walls, but glass windows will work too. I'm not sure what else the windows would be made of. And then from here, slowly come all the way back up. And all the way down. Lift that right heel. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, coming into your high plank or your supported high plank. And be here for 5 breaths. Maybe push those shoulders out a little bit wider. Rocking forward. You're bringing the shoulders over your wrists. Whatever body parts feel like they're sagging down, see if you can lift them up slightly. Exhale back to your down dog. Inhale, come up high into your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees slightly. Step your right foot in between your hands. Step your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Raise your arms over your head. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot to the back of the mat, keeping that left heel lifted. Start squeezing your thighs to the midline, creating that strength in your legs. And then use that strength to slowly peel your upper body all the way up. Bringing your hands to your hips, aligning those hips below the shoulders. Again, you can bend the back knee. And then either bringing your hands over your head or to heart center. Creating that space in between your hands over your head as if you're holding that big beach ball. Sinking deep into your right knee, finding your edge here. Right hip is gently pulling back. Exhale, open up into your warrior two. Check on the back foot, make sure the outer edge is parallel to the back. Right knee is pointing outwards, shoulders are relaxing down. Maybe wiggle your toes, making sure there's a lot of weight in the mid and back foot. Inhale, flip your right palm. Exhale, reverse. Right arm comes up, left arm comes to your back leg. Keeping that deep bend in your right knee. Exhale, come back up. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Really start pushing that arm into that leg to create space between your lats and the actual leg. And then maybe letting your left hand come to your hip, up towards the sky, and then slowly letting it move over your head, facing forward, sinking deep into the right knee. You can imagine you're squeezed in between those two glass walls. See if you can check in with your breath here. Still inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Exhale, come all the way back up. And then make your way back down. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming into your high plank one more time. And hold here for 5 breaths. Remember your modifications. And see if you can really come to a 5-count inhale, 5-count exhale. So consciously really count it. And then with your next exhale, bring the knees down, swing your legs out to the side, sit down on the mat, extend your left leg out in front of you, bringing your right foot in, anywhere between the knee and the pelvis or the hip crease here will do. And then pushing the left heel down into the ground. Really almost imagine you're pressing that whole leg down. So if I were to walk around and try to lift the leg up, I would have a really hard time doing so. And then bring your right hand to the outside of the left leg and slowly let it slide towards the outer left heel. Maybe just holding on to the leg, maybe holding on to the outer foot. And then bring your left hand to the outside of the left leg and just slowly start pulling your belly and chest down towards the left leg. Letting the head hang down heavy. As always, your belly is leading, then your chest, and then your head. So you're not just dropping your head down towards the knee. Exhale, slowly come all the way up and come into a twist to the right. Bringing your left hand to your right knee. Right hand walks out behind you. Using your inhale to lengthen your spine. Your exhale to twist deeper. You can be on your fingertips or have the palm down in the back. Gaze goes over your right shoulder towards the back. And then make your way back to the front. Bring that right foot up so your foot is planted. Right knee is pointing up towards the sky. That left leg is still rooting down into the mat. Bring your arms up over your head. And with your exhale, start leaning forward, holding onto your shin, your ankle, maybe your foot. You're melting down again towards that left leg. And then option 1 is to stay here. Option B is to bring that right arm around the right leg. The left arm goes behind you to meet the other hand. So you have that bind, and then your belly is just melting down towards the left leg. So choose your weapon here. And then from wherever we are, we'll release our hands down to the mat, make our way up, and then bring that right foot to the outside of the left leg. Option 1, stay here with that bottom leg straight out, heel pushing down. Option B, bring the leg in, making sure you're not sitting on that heel, but both sitting bones are on the mat. So choose where you want to be. And then wherever you want to be, bring the left arm up towards the sky, start twisting to the right. Bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And your right arm walks out behind you on the ground. Gaze goes over your right shoulder again. We're in our twisted seat or the twisted seat variation. You can keep twisting deeper. Remember, you're lengthening and you're twisting. And then slowly come back to center. Extend the right leg out. We're going to keep the left leg in, bringing it anywhere between the pubic bone and your right knee. Again, that this time your right heel is pushing down into the mat. You're pushing that leg down, pointing yourself towards your right knee. Bring that left hand to the outside of the right leg, and then slowly slide it down towards the outer right ankle. Holding on wherever you get to. Right hand comes to the outside of your right leg. And then you can just bend your left elbow, pulling yourself down towards your leg. Your belly is leading, then your chest, and then your head. And then slowly come all the way back up. Twist to the left, bringing the right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Letting your gaze go over your left shoulder towards the back. And then again, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Mentally check in with your right heel, make sure it's still pushing down. And then slowly come back to the front. Bring your left foot down so your foot is planted onto the mat. Left knee is pointing up. With your inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And with your exhale, slowly fold forward, holding on maybe to your shin, your ankle, your foot, wherever you're landing here. If you took the bind on the other side, try it here as well. Left arm goes around the left leg, right arm goes behind you to maybe meet that other hand. And then wherever you are with this, the belly is leading down. We're folding, we're surrendering. And make your way back out of whichever variation you're in. Bring that left foot to the outside of your right leg. Maybe staying here or bringing that bottom leg in as well. Making sure you're not sitting on that heel. And lifting your right arm up towards the sky. Twisting over to the left. Bringing the right arm to the outside of your left leg. Left arm walks out behind you, letting the gaze go over your left shoulder to the back. Breathe in deeply into your belly. Use every exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Slowly make your way back out of it. Release the legs out in front of you. You can keep your hands on the ground, or for the extra challenge, have them out in front of you so they are like just above the ground. And then we're gonna lower all the way down, going nice and slow. Bring that right knee into your chest, hug it in tightly. Right knee is moving up towards your right shoulder. And then slowly bring that right knee all the way over to the left, coming into a reclined spinal twist. Your right arm is pointing out to the right. Check on that right shoulder, make sure it's glued to the mat. You can have that left hand rest on your right knee or have it out to the side as well. So your arms in this big T. And then come back to center. Bring your left leg in, extend the right leg out, hugging that left knee towards the left shoulder. And then bring that left leg all the way over to the right. Left arm goes out to the left. Gaze can go up or to your left hand. Check on that left shoulder. And make your way back to center. Bring both legs in. Bring your arms like onto your knee creases, let's call them that. Maybe grabbing your opposite elbows here, and then really just hug those legs in. So your hands are on your hamstrings. And then slowly release. Extend the legs all the way out, nice and long. Moving into our final Shavasana. You can let those toes fall out to the sides. Arms are resting with your palms up, giving your armpits some room to breathe here. If your eyes are not closed yet, gently close your eyes. Start checking in with all the parts that you can feel connecting with the mat. The back of your skull, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, your hips, your ankles, your heels. Little mental inventory of the body. And see if for the next few moments you can just be here focusing on your breathing. Whenever your mind starts to wander, come back to your breath. Think inhale with your inhale. Think exhale with your exhale. If you fill your head with that attentiveness to your breathing, it makes it easier to not let it get carried away. And then slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Let the movement spread out into your arms and your legs. Slowly bring your legs together. Bring your arms over your hand on the ground, giving yourself a big, big stretch. And then bring your knees into your chest. Hug them in tightly. Give yourself the biggest, most loving hug you can come up with. And then slowly roll onto your right side. You can let go of your knees or keep holding onto them. And from here, slowly open your eyes, looking straight onto the ground. And then widen your gaze to as far as your room goes. And then from here, slowly and gently make your way back up into a seated position. Going nice and slow. Bringing the hands back to heart center when you arrive. Really focusing on arriving here. Arriving in our final pose together. And then bring your thumbs to your forehead. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be kind. Namaste. Thanks for joining me on this Monday evening. As always, if you have anything to ask or say, feel free to